Thank you for tuning in once again to his Vine and Fig Tree podcast. My name is Kurt Olson. I'm your host. I'm coming to you on the morning of the 4th of July, the 249th birthday of the country. And this is going to be an abbreviated podcast. I want to make some comments about patriotism and pride in America. And it's the subject of a column that I am writing on Sunday. And I'm not going to go into the substance of what I'm writing, other than to just say that, as you can probably guess, patriotism is and pride in the country is waning. Um, I think there's a lot of reasons for that. Um, but I just want to share with you that on this 249th anniversary of the signing of the Declaration of Independence, um, I would encourage people to think about, consider, uh, ponder what it means to be patriotic or to have pride in the country. Um, our culture right now, pretty much everything is emotionally driven. Something happens in current events, and you get these Zoomers, millennials, and others who will march to their social media platform of choice, TikTok, Instagram, whatever, and they will rant for whatever. We see people doing this because of alligator Alcatraz down in Florida. We see people doing this because of any number of things that Trump has done in the past 6 months, five plus months. And it's emotionally driven. And anyone can do that. Anyone can complain about any number of things that happen in our country. I'm not happy the U.S. Congress decided to defund Planned Parenthood for just 1 year. They should permanently defund Planned Parenthood. Planned Parenthood offers no value to our country. And the people that praise the virtues of Planned Parenthood, I would argue, are part of the death cult. The death cult in our country that wants to see babies die, and a death culture that has extended to medically assisted suicide and euthanasia and other things. And so you want the hair on the back of your neck to stand on end? Read the history of Planned Parenthood founder Margaret Sanger. But this podcast is not about Margaret Sanger or Planned Parenthood. It's about having pride in our country, because our founders, and when I say the word founders, it extends beyond the 56 signers of the Declaration, um, because Washington wasn't one of those people. Um, there's a lot of people that played a role in the founding of our country that did not sign that document. But our founders did extensive research on the kinds of government men have established over time. And they were also extremely keen to an understanding of human nature, and that human nature is bent towards selfishness and being sinful. And They created a system of government that is the envy of the world, despite our problems. And it would behoove every American, especially every American who is going to celebrate this day with family, friends, perhaps a parade, fireworks later, whatever. Think about what patriotism means. Think about what pride in America means because um, it's more than just a little flag waving and a few hand claps and attending a fireworks display. And I can speak of this because in more recent years, I have learned that on my mom's side of the family, there are ancestors who are ancestors to the Hale family from New England. And when I say the Hale family, yes, think Nathan Hale. Nathan Hale, the spy for George Washington, who was killed by the Brits. Um, and Nathan had brothers who fought at Lexington and Concord. And these people were part of the Minutemen. And so, I mean, some of the things that I care about may indeed strive from um, ancestral leanings in the way I was raised. And this very podcast, His Vine and Fig Tree, is about freedom. It is about the pursuit of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. It's about the things that we do, whether it is family, church, work, leisure, whatever it is. His vine and fig tree is about those pursuits and having the freedom and the liberty to do so without government breathing down your neck. And I just encourage people who listen to this podcast, um, take some time. Take some time to really think about what patriotism is, to think about what pride in the country is, and weigh all of the implications. I am convinced that at some point in the last 30 years, something happened. I don't know what, but we stopped doing the things to help pass on citizenship and an understanding of who we are, why we are what we are, where we've come from, and we've decided to focus on the things that can so easily divide us. And I just, again, I'm not going to take a lot of time here on this 4th of July, but seriously, consider what it means to be a patriotic American. And what it means to have pride in the country. Because some of the things that might immediately come to mind, I'm not sure they're the things that you would consider. And our founders sacrificed life, fortune, and sacred honor for the things that we are now able to take advantage of. And I'm just not sure we as a country are doing all of the things that are necessary to make sure that the generations behind us feel that they have a dog in the race, that they have an incentive to maintain what has been given to them and pass it on to generations behind them. And these are the things that are kind of driving this conversation. And um, it's an important thing to consider because despite all of our flaws, despite all of our flaws, and I have communicated some of those here many, many weeks over the past year and a half, but America is still a force for good. And that does not mean I am for forever wars and regime change everywhere we see fit. But America is still a force for good in this world. And we have believers my entire life who have been praying for revival in our country. And that's a valuable thing to pray for and a valuable thing to want. But there's a lot of things that have to happen before we can say with any kind of certainty, yeah, there's some kind of a fundamental change in the country and how people are thinking. Because there's an awful lot of stuff that is tilted the wrong way. Let's just go there. So I'm going to save new news items for another time. Um, I will be probably picking 4 or 5 that really kind of grab my attention. The one thing I do want to link in the description of this podcast is Americans should want more of this kind of toxic masculinity. I'm gonna leave that at that, and I'll link a video that should have the attention of people because it is something that happened earlier this week, and yeah, that that guy is a hero. So I'll just leave it at that. So thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening. Please take a look at that column on Sunday on this issue. And we are on Apple Podcasts. We are on Spotify. We are on YouTube. And until next time, God bless and goodbye.